go. Hi, Taylor and Tanya. My name is Griffin Hope. It's so nice to meet you both.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet
So,
you.
how have your Thursdays been so far?
Yeah, they've been pretty good. It's been pretty good today. Definitely busy, but I'm glad to be talking to you. I'm really interested in pickle. I've heard a lot about it.
Awesome.
My Thursday's definitely been very busy as well.
Yeah, me too. I know it's pretty late in the day now. I think I might be cutting out of here a little early after this meeting, but definitely a lot of busyness going on throughout the day today. How about this weekend? You guys got any big weekend plans?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Charlotte to catch a Clemson game. What about you?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging low. Not doing much, spending some time with the family because I mean, especially around the holidays, it's good to spend time with family, and it's also when we're ramping up and getting very busy now. How about you, Taylor?
I think this weekend I'm just gonna go play a couple rounds of golf and go hang out with the family.
Hey, can't complain, can't complain. That sounds like a very good weekend to me.
Mhm.
So awesome. Before we get started, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a quick agenda. First, I'd like to take some time and learn about your current situation over there at Zeus, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about Pickle and how I think it can benefit you. Then, lastly, before we wrap up, I'd like to answer any questions or concerns you may have for me. How does that sound?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Perfect. Let's jump right in. To get things started, Tanya, can you tell me a little bit about the sales team that you oversee?
Yeah, so I'm a sales trainer. I oversee 68 inside sales reps, 42 based right here in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and then the remaining people in Letterkenny, Ireland, actually. So Zeus is an international company. And then there are a total of 109 outside sales reps that I oversee as well with training.
Wow, that is a big team. How do you like your current position? Do you like dealing with the international client, international salespeople, or are you more of a local person?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a local person. It's great to travel though. I love visiting the sales reps and managers internationally. It's definitely been tough to handle all of it though. Everyone's pretty spread out.
Yeah, I definitely feel you there. Just kind of pivoting off of that, can you just tell me a little bit about the current software you're utilizing? Who are you guys using?
Yeah, so we're using Wingman, and it's a conversational intelligence software. Um, and we've been using it for a little while now. So that's
Awesome. Yeah,
our
how's it
sales.
been working for you? Have you run into any issues or anything like that?
Yeah, it's just I'm having a tough time getting a grasp on how the managers are using it. And it's I think part of the reason why we've run into increased salesperson turnover.
hmm Yeah, so can you elaborate a little bit on that more? You said you think it's difficult for your managers to use. Why do you think that might be?
I definitely think it was the training. Um, there's lack of cohesiveness with
Mhm.
us being a big international company. Um, there aren't a ton of resources that I can go off of and use to help teach my sales managers and sales reps how to actually use it to its fullest potential. And
Mhm.
I think overall, it's just created a lot of confusion.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely run into this a lot dealing with some of these other companies. Would you say like your managers are just kind of doing their own thing and not taking the software seriously that you're running? And is that where the difficulty lies?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's hard to follow exactly how the sales managers are using
Mhm.
it, if they're using it at all. And it's hard to gauge how teams compare to one another because of that and their success.
Gotcha, gotcha. I definitely feel for you there. That's definitely a big issue that I hear a lot about. So, how has this affected your job personally?
It's definitely made it harder. Yeah, a lot more travel nowadays, but it's definitely made it harder. It's a little bit frustrating, and yeah, overall, it's not been very positive.
Yeah, I mean, how about you, Taylor? I haven't heard from you much. I just kind of want to ask you that same question. How has affected your job personally? I'd love to hear a different perspective from
Mhm.
someone who's near more of the top of the company.
So I currently oversee the entire Salesforce organization, both like domestic and international. So I have like a good amount of people under me. And so once these people start complaining about it, gives our sales leaders headaches, it makes its way up to me. and then
Mhm.
becomes a problem for me.
Yeah, that's just not something you want to be dealing with. I completely understand being in the position that you're in. You have a lot of people to deal with, and a lot of responsibilities. So making sure that these frontline situations and problems are squared away is essential to keep your day clear and keep you focused on what is really essential for the business. So yeah, I understand that dealing with this on a day-to-day basis can often be very stressful, and that's why I'm looking to solve these problems for you. So going off of that, side of the problem that we just touched on, are there any other glaring problems that you think as a result of the current software? I heard you, Tanya, mention something a little bit in your last response about salesperson turnover.
Yeah, I think overall we just have a, a bit of a problem with like salesperson turnover. And I think that's because of burnout, role ambiguity, and not
Mhm.
really getting a lot of like coaching and support. So that's something I'm definitely looking to fix in the future.
So you said burnout, rollover. Yeah, not a lot of coaching support. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that seems like a lot of your problems are connected. A lot of that can um, circle back to your software, and with the problem you said before, it just all boils down to everyone's got to be on the same page. And if the managers aren't all on the same page using the same methods, it's just going to be chaos, and it's just going to result in things like this: unmotivated salespeople that don't feel like they're being given the time of day, they don't feel like they're being trained enough, and just ultimately results in turnover.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, I mean, this is a very common problem for many companies in your industry, especially since the pandemic. So I just don't want you guys to feel like you're alone in that. Um, so yeah, kind of taking things in a little bit of a different direction. I just want to briefly tell you a little bit more about Pickle. Tanya, I know that we've talked a little bit about it in the past, but this is more for Taylor because I'm sure he is a little bit unfamiliar with exactly what makes us different. So Pickle is basically human meets AI productivity intelligence. It streamlines note taking and follow up tasks, and just overall makes every element of a Zoom conversation a reality. The way I always describe it is that Pickle feels like having a photographic memory. It feels like you're just opening your meticulously organized notebook to the exact spot that you need every time. And just this software just overall helps make the day-to-day of these salespeople much easier, and just streamlines their productivity for the better and for the betterment of the company. So with that being said, this is the exact type of efficiency that I can greatly benefit your organization and make an immediate impact the first day that you implement it. So with that being said, I would love to open the floor for both of you to ask me any questions you might have.
Yeah, I guess I'll start. As a trainer, I definitely have felt everyone's frustration with our current software, and especially around training. I was just wondering, or I just wanted to see your thoughts. I'm just worried about there being an annoyance around the Salesforce with switching to another technology
Mm-hmm.
and making that switch and having things change again.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand your thought process here. I know I don't want you to think like you're being the bad guy here, just trying to throw a new technology on your people when they already don't like the technology that you have. But Pickle has really separated itself from Wingman in terms of its user-friendly interface. It is extremely easy to learn, and I think it is something that your salespeople would welcome with open arms. And going off of that, we actually offer 2 free weeks of training. Um, so we would come in, we'll send our team in, they'll be able to work hands-on with your salespeople and make sure that they know the technology, learn to love it, learn to utilize it, because overall it will just make their lives easier, and it'll really just push the value of the technology. And I think who better to push the value of technology than members of our team. Um, so that with that being said, does that answer your question?
Absolutely. It's great to hear that you offer training in such a hands-on way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Taylor, do you have any questions?
So yes, I actually have a big one. So your price seems steep. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been asked to cut costs. So I'm not sure how that would like can fit in our budget this year.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I feel you, man. It's definitely a big thing to take on in your budget, and just Pickle has these high prices simply because of all the tools that we have and all the great things that's going to do for your sales team. When making a decision like this, you simply have to take into account your return on investment. Although it may seem like a lot of money up front, I can assure you that you will make all the money back and much more in the long run due to the reality that it really will solve a lot of the problems that you have in your day-to-day that do result in a loss of money and just make things a lot easier and more streamlined from the top to bottom. Does that answer your question?
That does answer my question, yes.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are interested in Pickle, I would love for someone on my team to come into the office next week for a live demo of the technology. How does that sound?
Yeah, I would love that. I don't know how you feel, Taylor, but I think that would be really great.
That does sound great to have someone come in and give us a little demonstration in person.
Definitely. All right. So how about next Thursday at 10 a.m.? Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'm free then.
Yeah, that works for me also.
All right. Well, awesome. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hear me out today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm looking forward to next Thursday.
Thank
You
you.
too.
It was really nice to see you again. Or
All
meet
right.
you.
Awesome.